Hey, and welcome to this Victory and Glory Napoleon gameplay video. If you love the Napoleonic era, then don't miss a minute of what's coming up. Well, hey, welcome back to Victory and Glory Napoleon. For those who've been following along, it's time to jump back in and find out what's going to happen. As things stand, Austria is on the brink of going to war. We are about as happy as we can be in terms of our armies. Uh, I think we are going to have to adjust ourselves perhaps just a little bit to prepare for the oncoming Austrian onslaught. And to do that, I'm going to get started here in just a moment. But before I do, hey, if you've been following along all this time and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. What are you thinking? How can you feel are you just checking? You know, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, like and share, and leave me a comment. Okay, event cards. I don't think there's anything we need to do right now. No, there's not. We have three movements. What I want to do is one, I want to have my leaders on the move, heading for Paris. I'm very tempted to move Napoleon into Bavaria. Yes, that means he is vulnerable to a strike out of Vienna, but I think I can beat these armies. I think I can. I can beat one of them, and as long as it'll be bloody, bloody, bloody. As long as I'm dealing with them alone, I think it's doable. It's either that or move. I got to be careful. I don't want to move this guy any closer without cover from Napoleon because he could get jumped by a force march, and that could be really awkward. So if Napoleon were to move to Bavaria, he could move to Baden, and there's no force march route to get behind Napoleon, and that forces him to come at me. It's either that or we stand where we are and wait and see what everybody does. Um, the force march can get me into here, but I really need him to be in Bavaria when I do that. And if he's not, then it's awkward. Well, the way to fix that is to move from here. Before I do that, I want to do something. I just saw how we fix it. I want to take one of my light cavalry units out and have him ready to move with him to Holland to balance this army out to make sure that he has three cavalry units. Right. I don't think there's anything I can do about the problems over here. It's just a problem, except maybe be ready to move some reinforcements his way if the opportunity presents itself. The problem with putting him here is that puts him within force march distance of the Archduke Charles, who has learned something since we saw him last. Ugh. He's an 8. That would be that would put this army at a severe disadvantage. I'd still have a leadership advantage, but it would be tiny, and he'd have to reinforce from Napoleon, and that would be ugly. We may just have to take that chance. We may just have to take that chance. That would leave Napoleon's army almost, unless he reinforced, which he would, almost unscathed. Or I could leave Napoleon, say, hey, you come all the way over there, Napoleon strikes at Vienna. How do you feel about that? Ugh, this is a tough game. Tough, tough, tough game. If Napoleon moves to Bavaria, that puts him within striking distance of two big bad armies, and he might be overwhelmed, or at least beat down to the point that I don't want to play anymore. It's just not good, and I can't afford to have these units all together because the allies have some really nasty cards that make you sad when you have too many units in a region. So, DeVoe, Moreau, this is not a happy army. It would be quickly overwhelmed by these guys. But I think with our force march in hand, even if he were to attack here and we reinforced, we would beat them. And at that point, we'd play two moves, a force march and a move, rejigger things, and smack Austria. As long as we don't have to worry about the Russians at the same time, I think it's doable. Um, that's not what I wanted to do. Once again, I get bit by the interface. Cool game, silly interface. Okay, we've moved there. Decision made. I don't see anything else to do. I don't think there are any event cards that are appropriate. We've got Napoleon's Genius. We've got good defensive terrain. Let's see what happens. Oh my God. Oh. 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 That is so good. It's so good. I want this so bad I can't see straight, but this is this is just critical. Okay, diplomatic overture. Thank God we're still neutral. Okay, that gives us a chance. What's going on with the British? Where are they going? Yeah, every turn. Oh, here they go. Where are they going? Hey, they're going to take Naples. Okay, nothing I can do about it. I can't possibly send my army in. Yes, Naples is liberated. I can't possibly send my army in Provence that way. Not with the Austrian situation uncertain. When the Austrians commit, we might be able to go that way. All right, let's take a quick look. We've got no political points. They've got no political points. Hopefully, they're going to start working on Prussia next. We need to position ourselves to smash the Austrians before that happens. Or perhaps the Austrians will just roll over and come and fight with us. But right now, that's Ney who needs to go here. We have 5 activations. Don't need all of them. Come here. Join there. We'll move there to cover that flank, which has not become as important now because the British are in multiple undos. I begin to think that marching toward Napoleon with these significant reinforcements is the ticket because they can have he can have such a big army. The British are down here with their little weak army, and they're a long ways from yeah, you know what? I think things have changed. Instead of going that way, which we're going to head for Napoleon. All right, we will join with them and plan to join Napoleon's army. If war breaks out, then this plan will go, but right now that's the plan. Since we drew this card and we need to play it, we can now reinforce Napoleon, and things just got a lot more interesting in the central area. All right, let's see what happens. Well, before I do that, have I missed any tricks? No. As tempting as it is to go screaming down the peninsula to try to catch these guys, one, we won't, they'll leave. And two, that'll take us out of position. Let's go. And what about it, Austria? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Looks like the British are going to continue operating in the periphery. All right, you just keep coming up the coast. You make the mistake of getting too close, and I'll show you what for. Boy, if I had 2 force march cards, I'd be a happy man. July, August. There's just no question about it. That just looks to me to be the ticket. Now we have a seriously dangerous force in Central Europe. And I hope that those British, that would be depressing, wouldn't it? Um, I think maybe a move to Piedmont is appropriate. If he moves by sea to here, it'd be bad because it'd force my fleet out, but I'm not sure I care. And which, although we probably lose some points, we'll just have to stand there. We got to cover it. We got to cover it. And they lose to Paris. Standing by for recruiting. Event cards are pretty much minor. We can recruit somewhere. Nowhere. I would have to move. Oh no, we can recruit in Holland. Probably not going to be great troops, but we can recruit in Holland. No, that's not true. I didn't read it. Madrid, terror. Yep, there's a different card I have in mind. In Germany. Right. Okay. Let's see what happens. Force march or skirmishers. Oh, 2 force marches. Skirmishers are nice, but 2 force marchers. Ooh. Select that card. Uh-oh. It's rock and roll time, boys and girls. What will they do? I may have missed a trick there. Did I have global points I could use? I don't know. Look at that. There they are. All right, it's done got serious. It has done got serious. We didn't have any political points. I don't feel bad about this. All right, now we have some fascinating choices to make. Absolutely fascinating. This army sucks. It's got good troops, but it's ripe for the picking. Unless this guy has a corps d'armée card equivalent, and I don't know if they do or not. I have no idea. But I am really tempted to strike here with Napoleon, moving him adjacent so that I can reinforce, and to force march from here to there. That army is ripe for the picking. Even this army, which is considerably superior. It's not everything I would love it to be, but it is consequentially superior. I'm not sure if that's the right way to put it. To those British. Now, what might be interesting to do would be to attack from Provence with a force march against Hill and see if they do have a corps d'armée equivalent card. See if we can draw support from this army, which would return to them at the end of the turn. No, if we're going to face that nonsense, we need to face it here. So we move from here to here. Yeah, I think that's the ticket. We got 5 activations. We move Devo to Biden. We move Napoleon on Tyrol. We have the fight. We will beat them. We'll get beat up, but we have enough guys to reinforce and have a real army when it's over. And then we strike here. It's going to be exciting. Let's do it. Moves there. Oh, that won't work. Undo. Oops, 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 oops. No. Undo. He's got to go to Bavaria to make that work. There is no route between here and here. So to strike there, I've got to force march Napoleon. And he's got to come to Bavaria, which will make him vulnerable to attack from Vienna. Woohoo! I love this game. I love this game. I could just rethink this. Let us rethink this. We want to attack that British army before it can join with that Austrian army, which is clearly the intent of uh, of the AI. What we could do is, this is riskier. We could strike from here to there. If these guys can reinforce from here to here, that's devastating. So we could force march to here. If they do have that corps d'armée equivalent, I don't know if they have one or not. I should read the rules. Maybe we draw the card here and we just suck up whatever that result is. Then we move to Bavaria, force march, and we have a cataclysmic battle because this is a real army. This is a real army. It will be a grinding. Oh, I'd much rather strike at Tyrol with Napoleon, which he could do. He could force march from here, but he has to go to Bavaria to back his play. But he doesn't need it unless he can reinforce. And even if he can, he doesn't need it to beat this army. It'd just be ugly. But he still has to come here before it's all said and done, making him vulnerable to an attack from there. I think we have to do it. I think we have to do it. Now, the only question is, what's the sequence? Do we attack here, hope that he comes here, we beat up a bunch of guys, attack here, and move there, leaving this army to be dealt with as best we can when the time comes? Yep, high risk, high stakes here, man. High stakes. It's challenging, and I wish I knew. I don't know if I do or not. Let's see. Help and tutorials. How about we open the help system and see if... Nope, there is not. In the help system, there is not a... There's not that detail. Not that level of detail. Well, okay, I have actually taken a moment to review some things in the rules, and I should have read these before. My God, the Allies have some devastating cards, including making things very awkward for us in Germany. Oh, I'm just glad they haven't played them. Um, but I don't see anything that allows them to reinforce. That's apparently a uniquely Napoleonic thing, which makes sense. But, I'm not the game designer. So I think we are safe striking at the British. And then we can decide, although I suspect the smart move is to destroy the Austrians piecemeal. I say that. Here's the real thing. If destroying this army finishes the Austrians, destroying this army means I'm beat up and the Austrians are still standing. So perhaps the thing to do would be to strike at the Austrians with Napoleon, with Davout in Bavaria, reinforcing Napoleon, And that leaves them, once we beat this, so it will be a costly fight, leaves them with this crummy army. Ouch. This crummy army here is the only thing that's really operable, depending on which way these guys retreat. If they retreat to Tyrol, that could be interesting. Could be, it could be very sad. In fact, it makes me scared to go from here to here. Oh, this is such a cool game, and the AI has done a wonderful job. I mean, look at this. One, two, three. These are all within supporting distance of each other. If I strike here and leave him alone, then he can come here, and this crowd, that will be a handful for these guys after they fight these guys. No question about it. That will be a handful. But a strike at Vienna will force his hand. If I take Vienna, he's got to come back there to get it, or Austria will get put out of the war. And that would be disastrous for their cause. So think this through again. Attack here, force march here. Well, no, move to Bavaria, force march through Bavaria. Got to get that sequence right. And fight in Vienna, leaving these guys watching things fall apart to the left and the right. Okay, well let's go ahead and do it. Is there anything in here that I need to play? I got 2 force marches and a corps d'armée. And Napoleon's genius, which will need to happen here. We're going to need that. And almost certainly it will be, how much artillery do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can see a grand battery being formed up. And yeah, I can see that. I can see a grand battery. Sure enough. Okay, let's start by attacking the British with a force march. Didn't I say that? Oh, I really don't want to use that force march. I want to be able to use it to get Napoleon out of there. Although this would be quite the lightning strike. The hell with it, lightning strike. I do have 2 of them, right? Yes. Force march. Select the army. Piedmont. And fight. All right. Those skirmishers are a pain in the ass. But his army is going to be easily defeated. The question is, how much are we going to pay for it? We will strike at his right. We will pin him in the center. And yeah, that's the ticket. Strike him from the left, pin him on the center. And hopefully, how much cavalry did I leave him? Enough that we can manage him there. Okay, we've got light cavalry everywhere. Ooh, this is not good. Oh, this is not good. You know what? That's just not the right play there. This area does not have cavalry support. So we will put our mediums here in case he gets froggy. And we will line our Frenchies up. And I think support this flank with allies. So if we lose infantry over here, it'll just be allied infantry while we crush the right. Battle cards. No, nothing. And let's get this battle on. This is exciting. All right, fortunately we have a decent leader here. We got the first move. We are going to charge. I say that. It might be best for us to throw in the center. He's already made the decision to hold the center. I could take a shot down here free. I think that's the answer. We'll go ahead and get our artillery in here before he gets a shot. That was worthwhile. That disrupted his artillery. Now we attack here. These guys are awfully good. These guys are awfully good. What are the chances that we can disrupt this skirmisher guy? I don't know, but we got him the square. +6. I'm tempted to take my shot from here and see if we can deal with this guy now. Not as good as I could have hoped, but I'll take it. And we advance there. Got 6 activations left, which is enough to advance in the center. This is going to be disturbing. -3, -3, -3. Well, at least he's a square. We just cross our fingers that we can hang on. They advance. Yeah. Skirmishers are rough, baby. Skirmishers are rough. All right, we got this under control. We got this under control. We can now back our play on the left, which I think is probably unnecessary. And do the same in the center. And he has... This is where we find out how much it cost us. Oh, we got lucky. Okay, fight the next round. All right. I could charge again. Really, I don't have such a dramatic advantage over Hill with Messina that I'm really reluctant to piddle over here. Oh, he probably has to shoot over somebody, right? Intervening units, which is bad. On the other hand, I have infantry that can... Ooh, infantry is actually awesome. Let's attack with the infantry. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Square disrupted. What other damage can I... Look at that, that's fine. I don't care. You're going to die on the right. I don't care. Although it's interesting that he was able to move that while being pinned. Huh? Maybe I don't understand the game as well as I thought. He has 1 cavalry unit left. It might do us well to see if we can take him out of the pursuit conflict. Didn't work out. I am scared to lose things at this point more than trying to destroy him more thoroughly. I think we attack here and see if we can finish this. There it is. There's the fight. And we killed Hill. And do we have a pursuit that's worth doing? Yes. How did that happen? Why does he have no one over here to protect? I don't know, but I will initiate pursuit. Woof. What army? What army? Absolutely brilliant. And we got a crummy card. Thanks. That's just exactly what I didn't need. Well, that was That was a crushing defeat. A crushing defeat for the British. That leaves them with no army. If they didn't have a navy, it'd be time to go to Britain eventually, but they got a navy. We cannot get there. This is absolutely fascinating. Absolutely. Now comes the point where we have to make a decision whether we attack into Tyrol with a forced march and destroy that army, or whether we attack Vienna with the largest army I've ever wielded, because I'll have 5. I will send heavy artillery, infantry, and probably a heavy cavalry, which will allow me to create a grand battery from hell. Let's see. I would have at that point a 5, a 4, and 3 3s. As well as, does he have, I don't think he has any of the guard. No, he does not. He does not have any of the guard. Did I actually miss the fact that I had guard down here? I know there's guard somewhere. Did I send them all to Holland? Or did I work them all into Napoleon? That might be what I did. I might have put them all. No, they do have the guard there. So the guard, 2 infantry, and a heavy artillery, because this is the cataclysmic battle of Europe. This is we win here in a big way, and I don't know how they recover. Well, I say that. I don't know how we recover if we get eat up. But you know what? I think we've been running along enough. I think it's time to put a cut in this, and we will play this, finish this out another time. Hey, I appreciate you watching. I'll see you again soon. Hey, thanks for watching. If you click on that picture of very young Waz, you'll be subscribed so you'll never miss another video. Then click on that bell notification button, and please share and comment. See you again soon.